Back here at Progressive Field, bottom half of the third. It's 4-0 White Sox over the Indians. Yan Gomes, Daniel Robertson, Jason Kipnis to face David Holmberg. Justin Kutcher alongside Tom Verducci. And the first pitch to Gomes in there for a strike. We're joined now in the dugout by the Indians pitching coach, Mickey Callaway. And Mickey, thanks for joining us. We know that Josh Tomlin had extra days rest. How much do you think that played into what we saw in the first couple of innings from him?
I'm not sure it played too much of a factor. You know, he looked really good in his warm-ups. The ball was coming out good. You know, I think we probably didn't pay enough attention to Tom's article on curveballs the first time through. So, you know what, I thought we just didn't do a good job of maybe keeping them, you know, front and back. And they did a great job. Their hitters did a great job of covering east and west and just kind of, you know, poked the ball out there and got a lot of hits and put some threatening base runners on base against us.
Yeah, he was a little unlucky as well. Some plays weren't made or bloop hits. But you mentioned that curveball. He's got a good one. It looked like it took a little bit of a while for him to find it.
Yeah, it did. You know what, I don't think he felt like he had a great feel for it early, and he felt like he was getting his cutters where they wanted to. I thought their hitters did a really good job of adjusting to that.
Mickey, one of the trends that we've seen in baseball, we're seeing it again right now, but is starters not going as deep into games, more reliance upon bullpens. How do you think we get back to where starters can go deeper into games? You know what, I think that now that the bullpen guys are so dominant, I mean, you're looking at some crazy numbers those guys are putting up. The starters have to do the right things. You know, they got to concentrate on the small things, getting ahead. They have to be able to field their position, you know, control the run-in game, things like that, to be able to go out there and give you 7 innings. Now, I think our guys do a really good job of that. I don't think we've been doing a great job of leaving runners on base so far this season. We've had a lot of discussion about that, and we're really focused on doing a little bit more of that. But you know what? It's easy to go out there and put a guy that can strike some guys out and, you know, kind of replace that starter when things are going bad. You know, we got to spread the game out a little bit and let the starting pitchers do some work.
Well, you do have a workhorse. We saw a shot of him right there. Corey Kluber threw almost 250 innings in the calendar year last year. 2 starts coming off the DL because of the back injury. How's he look to you?
He looks great. You know what, he's spinning the ball great. The back is a non-issue, and you know what, his routines are always so good, which allowed him to come back, you know, in a really good spot and be effective right out of the gate. You know, he made 1 rehab outing, he threw 47 pitches, and now he's back in the big leagues and went, you know, 10 strikeouts his first outing, and then 8 and a quality start last night. So we're just glad to have our horse back.
Well, you mentioned a horse, also the bullpen. I mean, you've got Andrew Miller, you've got Allen out there. How do you manage that bullpen? Not just those 2 guys, but all those guys out there so well.
You know what? I think Tito puts everybody in a spot to succeed, and we try not to overuse the guys. We pay attention to their catch game, how they're feeling each day. We communicate a ton with them and make sure they're always ready to go if we're going to use them that night. So, you know what, Tito does an unbelievable job of, you know, bringing the communication skills here, and everybody's comfortable with their usage every night.
Well, you got a good look, obviously, last year at Andrew Miller for those 2-3 months, but you had him from Jump Street this year. Here we are, Mickey. In June, he's allowed 1 run. What kind of greater appreciation do you have now, having Andrew for a full season?
You know what? He changes the culture wherever he goes, it seems like. You know, our guys really follow his lead in his catch game. He throws flat grounds every day. Now everybody in our bullpen throws a flat ground every day, which is, you know, makes it pretty tough on our bullpen catchers, but it makes everybody better. So, you know what, he's a pleasure to have. He's so prepared, and he's probably a guy that doesn't need to prepare much because he's got 2 wipeout pitches, but he knows exactly what each hitter can do, and he exposes that when he can.
All right, we are talking with Mickey Callaway, the pitching coach for the Indians. We just saw Daniel Robertson at the first hit of the game for Cleveland. Jason Kipnis at the plate as the White Sox lead 4-0. And you mentioned it earlier, the article by Tom Verducci on the curveball. What was your take on that?
You know what, I thought it was great. I sent it.
Not because he's sitting here and you're talking to him. We need the honest assessment.
No, I really did. I thought it was great. It hit home, you know, pretty good of the things we were trying to do in the playoffs last year. And you know what, right when I saw it, I forwarded it to all of our starters and texted it to them just so they could read through it. And you know what? It makes a lot of sense to me. You know, obviously we do a lot of advanced scouting information, and the breaking balls are, you know, usually the better pitches to go with. Now you have to be able to balance the usage of all of your other pitches to complement that breaking ball. You just can't go up there and throw all curveballs to somebody. But you know what? It made a lot of sense to me, and I think it rang home with our pitchers.
Well, I hope you quizzed him on it as well.
Yeah.
Mickey, thanks for joining us. Really appreciate this.
Oh,
wow, that was.
yeah.
Oh, nope. A drop ball there by Anderson on the tag of Robertson. So Robertson is safe down there at second. But Mickey Callaway, we do appreciate you joining us here and talking some pitching and giving a compliment here to Tom Verducci.
Yeah, thanks for having me. Great article.
I'll send you the check later, Mickey.
Yes. Thanks, guys.
Thank you.